Welcome back to VCT Americas, where NRG take map number 2 in this best out of 5 and lead in the series with the banana buff inbound for Crashies. They're just one away from closing things out. And in that first half, we had a lot of questions of how will this solo controller comp close out for EG. And the answer is that it struggled on this attacking side. I got a round here to take a look at from that side of the map for Evil Geniuses. And the two things I want to keep note of here is what utility Jojimo has and where the defenders are rotating off of it. This round will start with pretty much everyone over towards Mound, and this is one of the strengths with this double initiator comp. You have a breach stun, you have a breach stun, trust me, that goes something like this, as well as a sky flash coming over the top to help you take early control towards C Mound, towards A lobby, those kind of areas. But in this one, unfortunately, there's a bit of a mistake made. Victor gets past that stun before it comes up, and they're punished, losing that initial player, which means that EG are gonna have to slow down, play this mid round, and try and get an advantage over NRG. And with the solo omen, that becomes difficult. We'll look back at the minimap now, and they're gonna start pivoting back towards B, pressuring there, as both smokes still get to be used in this one, so there's lots of util left for EG. Now their idea, as you can see from the ping on the minimap here, is to re-clear A lobby. Normally in the Viper comp, you have a wall that comes something like that. You'll sometimes have an orb here or here as well to help condition your opponent that you're always able to re-clear that space in the mid round. You can put that up at any time. You're not investing anything. But with the Omen comp, you'll see they have to use one of their few smokes to help take this space. You see the smoke's gonna come out, they're gonna dog through and take this space, but they don't wanna commit to it. They wanna try and turn this one into a fake. Calm's tapping the door, he's stunning, and now, because that smoke is already down, you'll notice to walk back and join his teammates on the execute, he has to dry walk across this angle, and there's a big chance that the op could have just been sitting there and taking him down. It doesn't happen in this round, but we'll watch as this continue to play out. NRG is already rotating back towards C when they see that smoke invested, but it's another fake attempt from EG. And at this point, there's only 20 seconds left on the clock, and this is gonna be very telegraphed because the very last smoke of the round from Jojimo is gonna go stairs. And instantly, the Killjoy player knows that this is gonna be a commitment because that's the only controller util they have left. Everyone from NRG is gonna start rotating. They're gonna invest this Killjoy lockdown, and they're gonna be able to instantly flood into this site and shut down as that spike is being planted. The round will go on for a little bit more as I'll zoom through this one, but in the end, it's NRG winning that retake, and throughout that half, with this Neon comp, they were ahead of the curve in these rotations, and EG was very telegraphed with just that solo omen.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, welcome back, everyone. And an excellent breakdown. And of course, illustrates one of the core fundamental issues that EG was going to have in that Lotus game, which was it really just started in the composition, right? That's how it felt like. NRG won it at Agent Select.
It did feel that way. It felt like NRG won it by EG picking a single omen. And throughout the entire half, like you just showed me, there was just so many tells for NRG to rotate into the sites. There was B hits with one choke smoked, just see Link. So they were just so difficult to take the sites, and NRG just dominated them.
Yeah. And you also had a lot of speed on the field to work with, and partly because Victor's running around like a madman, you know, thinking he's playing Apex over here. The guy's like out of this world, but he was out crushing it. And I think that it just goes to show that, like, Victor definitely, when given that opportunity to be activated in this role, Wyatt, he delivers.
Yeah, 100%. And the Neon is, as we were saying, so effective against this single omen composition, rotating around the map quickly on defense, and even seeing Victor pick up the op, which is something that we've seen him do later in this season on maps against comps that only have one controller. He likes to bring out the op in those situations, and he's doing a pretty good job with it as well.
And that's something new that they added to this comp that C9 wasn't doing. This is something that actually Foot over in EMEA does, where they're running Kiwi, opping on the Neon sometimes going for those early gambits for space. NRG continues to adapt even in the postseason here. And on top of the way he fit into the composition, Victor was just so good individually. He's now played Sky, Killjoy, and Neon on this. He's just ridiculously flexible.
I mean, he is having so much impact on this Neon role. You saw him there. He's very aggressive on Lotus in this Neon role. And it's not typical when you watch Vic that he's this aggressive in the game. But another player I have to give credit to would have to be Artist. Another top frag performance. He started today off in this series, Jet Haven, bottom fragged. He's coming back, top fragged the last two maps, obviously carried through Ascent. And now we're headed into Split, a map where FNS, in my opinion, just is a master at mid-gaming.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'm always blown away on Split by FNS's mid-gaming and also the amount of prep that they do on attack, the amount of different looks that they have for taking map control, it's unbelievable how much they have in the strat book ready to go. And it's going to be a cool matchup because they're going up against EG, who actually have the highest defensive win rate on defense on split right now in the entire league. And on the opposing end, obviously, the FNS Masterclass. So it's just going to be a hell of a game.
But this has been a good map for EG before. They've taken it over NRG in the past. And I think this map can be prone to a little bit more variance now in this double duelist meta. There's a shot, if there's a map where Demon One is just going to take over, it would be here on split.
I couldn't agree more, because something we've noticed in these matchups with these double duelist comps is obviously there's not going to be Sentinel utility. So because of that, you see these scenarios where the A site players end up under heavy siege. They don't know if people are about to pop through the vents and split on the A site. And a lot of the times, NRG's rotates on their defensive half were a little bit rough, actually, against EG.
Yeah, the last time these two teams played against each other, shockingly enough, it was actually EG. It was Busio who was making all of the right calls against FNS. On attack and defense, they were always either
a step ahead.
Yeah, putting up the perfect crossfires for their attack or hitting the site that was always weakest.
By the way, fourth map, fourth unique agent already being played for Victor. It's insane the amount that he goes into. And I feel like the Raze is one of his best roles here. But same can be said for Jojimo. Both these guys going back to comfort. And while the calling's always been good for NRG, we can't forget NRG, Loud, two of the teams that EG has beaten here.
Yeah, and a lot of the times when you see EG play this map on defense, they put a lot of focus on close A control with one of the duelists. If Demon is unable to get activated in this first half, if Jogamo can't get activation by that A ramp, this will heavily favor NRG in this first half.
The last time these two teams played, it was Evil Geniuses with an OT win at 15-13. Can they push it to a map 5? Let's go ahead and send it over to Brennan Sideshow for the cast.
Let's find out just how far we're going to go with this series. Our lower bracket finals so far, twists and turns abound, aren't they? But NRG feel like they are just almost preordained to make it all the way to another grand finals here in the domestic region as well. They are hunting for a chance to win that for the first time. The core of this team, never been able to do so, but there's this last obstacle that stands in their way, a hungry EG.
It does feel like we're fated to get that NRG Loud clash, but EG are looking, and have been looking all season, to change us alternate timelines. I feel like every match is a universe split when it comes to EG, and we're in a very branched off one currently.
Yeah. So all expectations that the defensive side of EG should be sailing into a comfortable lead, but we'll find out just how realistic that is. Getting into this pistol round, orb lineup. Up close. There's gonna be a flash used early on. Artist close, trying to play inside the smoke. Bustio attempts to steal that one away. Com is there though. Lands a shot towards heaven, lands a second. Resets enough to potentially make it 3, but no. Brought back down again, and now
they're going to go for the full rotate around to Som. It feels very similar to their Lotus game plan, doesn't it? Pressure in one area, one lurker. They're 4-1 defaulting against EG, and it's working really well in the last couple maps.
This is Som that's just been weaving himself deep into the back of A. He's made the call for them to start. Great rotation all the way over.
What's important here is that Som doesn't get picked off in a too advanced position, but as we can see, EG is still only just now re-clearing the B side. Like, wait, are these guys really not here? They're not re-hitting?
Now a bit of fear in the back of the heads of the EG players. They got to think, okay, well, where could they be?
Yeah, the positioning is going to be a serious issue for EG to deal with, but they've got some nice utility. Boombot still available, a nade to clear out a spot. You know, lots of utility that they can use to grab info or clear spots.
Som, here he is. Lands one, does not claim the second. It's traded immediately. Here's the Boombot. Drop down, shots landed, nade. Oh, saved that one for the elbow, but Finesse is close to the corner now, and he is being absolutely swarmed. It's Crashies, left alone to do the most with 73 health. Smoke in his face, a tap onto it, and Demon One trying to force the engagement, force the fight. Bides his time, waits it out. Here's the footsteps, no way! The spray of the frenzy, but time, not enough! It's NRG who win yet again another pistol round.
Those final moments are so tense. Crashies picks the perfect timing to challenge Demon One. After already not being sold whatsoever on the first fake tap. Masterfully played by Crashies there, but Demon One also hitting just an awesome ghost shot too, to make it look like that one was winnable.
One enemy remaining.
Look at the way that he just, the little tap, he's so aware. Jets normally will smoke, tap. It's a fake, the first one.
Most
or rather,
of the time.
I mean, a lot of the time if they actually cloudburst on the spike, they're getting half and then the next one's a fake. But in that spot, Crashies reads it perfectly.
So, after losing the pistol,
Here.
it's EG who are grouped up, looking to make something of it. Oh, lined him up! Crashies, brutalized there through the main choke. Ethan, he's still alive and kicking, claims his two. Finesse seeks to try and salvage it, put an end to all of this. There's a bit of tomfoolery. Victor, he's got his IGLs back. Everybody falling. It does get a bit messy and scrappy. Spike is in the middle of nowhere, by the way.
Yeah, they're running another 4-1, where some had Spike this time. Things getting a little more dangerous, I think, than NRG were expecting, but they've still got that rifle and 2 bulldogs to save into the next. Unless Com can do damage, and he just is going for a rifle. Yeah. Or a stinger, rather, dropped on the floor. That is the 5th pistol in a row for NRG in this series. After losing both of them on map 1, they've won 5 in a row, and they've also converted, of the previous 4 that we've had, 3 bonus rounds. So they've converted 75% of their bonus rounds, whilst also winning 5 pistols in a row. And here comes another one.
That's ridiculous.
Here comes another bonus round for NRG. EG cannot let them get this kind of momentum early on in the halves.
Minor investment from Victor. Let's pick up that rifle. Everybody else can still buy, of course. Now, that spam exchanged. Bullets raining down this way, that way. Common angle. Ethan. At that point, it was anyone's game, wasn't it? But he's dropped down to 10 health, still with the kill, and gets out alive. That's the important point.
Here.
Crashies, past few rounds as well, I believe with his death, he did build up to the Seekers. Maybe NRG seeking to cut noise a little bit, exploring different directions. Big ultimate that they could use.
NRG's game plan when they played on the split a few weeks ago was to apply extremely heavy pressure towards A ramp before working the rest of the map. This time they do that, but I denied. Wrap back around. And Jorgamo almost got stuck there.
A call is made for NRG to start squeezing this. Walls up.
Satchel out.
Jorgamo knows the precise timing. Satchel off to the side, lands,
I've got
but now
your trail.
it's Demon One who really needs to be cautious. Seeker's in his face. Dash is active. There's a fight being taken. He cannot win it out.
30 seconds left.
Not when his position was just being converged upon. Still the angles watched. Everything is on fire right now for NRG.
It's happening again, Brent.
Class in terms of their performance. They were a player down entering this.
It's happening
Spike
again.
planted.
In a 4v2 to convert the bonus, which would be their 4th out of 5. Common Boostio, the only players that can save EG from that fate, and I don't think they can go for this.
No, you just have to keep the rifles.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Got to be responsible with it. And so this will be another bonus round converted. NRG cannot be stopped.
And you heard Wyatt talk about it heading into this game. EG have the highest defense round win rate
Player
on split
standing.
in Americas. So once the gun rounds start really flowing here, perhaps EG is going to stabilize, but what damage will have already been done by that point? NRG are just off to such a riotous beginning here. And pause for a moment and just think about EG in this kind of spot. We've spoken about their stamina just a little bit, but really, the run that they've been on since they squeaked into playoffs has been magical. A Cinderella run, a sun run.
A fairy tale.
Like nothing I've seen before. I mean, they're playing the best Valorant that this organization has ever played. And now they're one map away from having that dream come to an end. And I think because Demon One can't make Masters this time, this really is EG's chance to show what they're capable of. This is them playing with that full roster when they're at their peak.
Full potential.
Can they get onto a Grand Finals appearance? They've already made the podium. They've already made it to Tokyo and Champs. But there's a title here to play for if they can win this match.
It's this map that stands before them. Got to get over it because one more map for NRG means they run away with a series.
And we get to see that old rivalry rear its head once again.
Another chapter.
Team 1, on an off angle there, looking for something, but denied by Victor. It's an extremely cautious approach to this anti-eco round for NRG.
Fully grouped up. EG were hoping maybe that they do some damage with it. Deep flash as well. Faking the presence towards mid. Trailblazer, nothing else behind it. Explosion about to occur out towards the site, deep into the smoke again. Com hoping for a chance, anything to try and take away one of the players, but NRG, the site is theirs. Spike's going to be exchanging hands as well. Look to prioritize a flash play. NRG.
30 seconds left.
Crashies, who's so damn aware of it. Anti-flash as well, swings off of the timing.
You notice how Com is trying to anchor that position by diving into the cloudburst. Oh, wait a second.
Dangerous.
Season made this possible.
I mean, 46 health.
Shouldn't be.
He'd have to, yeah. I mean, he'd have to hit some nasty stuff following up, but...
Okay. So NRG, they're able to convert that one. You see the way, though, that Com tries to play that. He dives himself into the cloudburst. We saw that before in a previous round, and it's also really reminiscent of how a lot of the EG players anchor on Haven, trying to move forwards instead of backwards when the pressure comes through, and get inside smokes, catch people unaware. But NRG are just reading that kind of stuff.
Enemy remaining.
They've not found value out of that today, Evil Geniuses.
Looks like
It's an unorthodox way of playing where they want to hard anchor, fight everything.
here.
And it definitely caught NRG off guard previously. I think they've learned their lessons.
Gun round now, EG have to put a stop to this at some point. Might start to become a little bit too late. We spotted out there. Viper's Pit's going to be used in the response to that, seeing those two players. So Com seeking to put a stop to this, but Victor's got the showstopper. There's a Trailblazer in the hands of Crashies. They might want to try and cook something up. No.
I mean, I actually really like the idea of doing that. I think first you just need to check vents and make sure that you're not getting fast flanked if you go for it. And then they're
go for it. Yep, Satchel's there. Snake bite. Drop down, already past the point of no return. Vulnerable up. It's a squeeze onto the site. The rocket goes wide. Damage is being done. And the kills are landing. It's all on the camp of EG. Still the Viper's Pit is up, and that decay damage kicking in, but as Com falls, so does that one obstacle. Spike still needs to be planted. There has to be a safe, tucked position. They've lost control of Heaven in the middle of all of this, but a call is made as well. And look at Victor. Into the spawn. There's a
wow, he's playing in front of the Cosmic Divide as well. Way further beyond where EG would be expecting him. Although EG are definitely making sure that they've cleared out all of these spots before they commit to the retake.
Expecting a reflank, but the setup is there. High-low into the corner. Victor, he can try and take a cheeky timing. Sees it. Jorgamo walks right into it, even with the spray down, though. And now this is dangerous. A nade off to defuse. Time being bought. Team of one covers. And enough time is there.
Nice retake from EG. I mean, I really like what both teams are doing in this round. The way that Com plays with his ult, excellent. NRG's idea of using the showstopper with the Trailblazer, also a very nice counter. Ended up being Som that spammed through to claim the Viper kill. EG's retakes were super clean on some of the previous maps that we've seen today. And there's the first of many that they will need in order to keep that defensive win rate high, as it's been throughout Americas on this map. A judge in the hand of Boostio and in Ardis' hands too. Although Ardis is cheating, he's got the Blade Storm to work with.
Yeah, still got that ult.
Shouldn't really count, should it?
What's the approach here? Knives now. Flash, Trailblazer. An attempt to punish here. They know that it's Ethan who's been playing close. Another flash and a blind Victor was already in. Let it rip with the satchels, but do they know that that's compromised? Off to the side. It was a right click from range. Still the kill has landed. It's Jorgamo who does go down. Seeker's broken, but not all of them. One skirting past. Team in one.
And Som is on... I mean, he's just so far away from the rest. Waiting presumably for a star to come online, so he has a pull for the defuse. And this is going to be a save. Devastating call for Boostio to have to make. Absolutely heartbreaking. You're in a 3v5. You've already let NRG get such a lead. You're facing elimination from VCT Americas playoffs if you lose this map. And you have to call a save. The approaches in these attack rounds, though, are lovely from NRG. They're starting off the rounds by contacting. You saw in the prior when they went up mid, so I'm talking about the previous round here, they walked up mid, they saw Com jiggle peeking with his snakebite out, and they almost got the pick instantly. Here on A, they contact into the A ramp area, where Ethan's been spamming, and then they double dive on top of it.
Yeah, but to punish. I mean, he can't see a thing there.
No, but they just know where Ethan's going to be. It is a little lucky, of course, but at the same time, there's a lot of pressure coming through there from Artis and Victor.
And a great read by NRG. As soon as EG answer back with that one-round win, it's forced them to take a timeout.
And this EG timeout, I think, has got to be about the tempo that they're playing at. Like, the fact that they're not using utility for the first 10 seconds, but they're still taking space in the first 10. This is where I'd want Demon 1 to be trying to play aggressive angles early. If he can post himself up towards vent and be looking down mid, or if, Demon 1 can be peeking on ramp, for example, and trying to take fights at the beginning, he's going to be favored because NRG are trying to conserve that utility. EG need an adjustment, though.
Maybe it does come from a little bit of that aggression of Demon 1 holding the deep angles as well, especially if the beginning of these rounds is just NRG contacting and getting the read on the defensive positioning and punishing that. But not enough to afford an operator into this next round. I'm cheating a little bit. I can see the money situation. You guys can't.
Yeah, and so that is part of the issue when you just keep getting knocked down onto these ecos. I'm forced to save, but you don't have an AWP. Okay, but look at the positioning of Demon 1. He is going to try and take this Ramps challenge. There could be a Viper Orb in his face, but that one's not going to bloom instantly. He might have his chance.
So here we go. Round's ticking down. Astra Star laid down a little bit prior. That dissuade them. Double satchel flash. He finally connects. There's kills there.
Here.
And the dog spots the two of them. Corralled into the corner. Breaking the util. Piece by piece. There's a mid exploration. A snake bite. Drop down close. This is getting a little bit dangerous. A little bit awkward. Finesse with a snake bite again. What's that? Only one of them being used though. And now trying to take this timing into mid. Boostio close. This judge at this particular angle. So hard to clear a player out. NRG don't look like they have any intention of really working his way into it. Okay. Bit of a spot. They know the Demon 1's still there. No, they're trying to take the fight. And well, okay. Decent by Artis.
Good trade, to be honest. It also lets them re-explore back over to A, and yet Finesse pops himself up into A heaven, realizes there's nothing there, and empowers Artis to go and take space in B.
He's cracked it open.
Very nice stuff. Big round from Artis, who so far has been the MVP of this series, I think.
Spike down. 3 versus 3. The positioning quite scattered for NRG. Maybe looking to regroup, but that's exactly what EG have got on their mind. All 3 of them now into spawn. Oh, fight could have been taken. Dash. Now active for Artis. Out to the side. Showstopper. Flash in his face. He disengages though. Trying to buy time with the rest of his team as well because Crashies is also just trying to play it from heaven. Buying it out, and there we go. 4 for Artis. Massive performance.
I mean, including shutting down Jorgamo's ultimate. And the timing could not have been more perfect with that. He gets completely ruined. And Jorgamo himself had a very rough game the first time these two teams clashed. I'm talking regular season, not even playoffs.
Stay down.
It feels like these two teams, you never get a game on split where both of the Razors are performing. The first time around, Jorgamo went 0-6 in first kills to first deaths. Second time these two teams played on split, it was Victor that ended up struggling. But the game plan here for NRG is just working so well, and Victor's been popping off.
One or the other. Half by round, Ethan! Right past. Into the wall, Demon 1 as well, wants to help him out. The knives are there, the dash is there. And now they've spotted a couple of more targets. Do they still want to fight this aggressively? Yes, call for the util, a nade. Flash for a flash. And what Crashes, how has he gone? Just out of there. I mean, still right push. Intercom does not have the rifle though. Stinger, only good for the 1. Damage done, heal still online. This is all over the place. Oh, it's being watched.
There's the Raze battle that could have been absolutely pivotal. Jorgamo had his chance to win this round. Goes for the swing. Can't quite land it. And all of that healing that Victor did, oh sorry, that Crashies did onto Victor.
No time wasted though. Look at this, already barreling straight through heaven. Cutting corners. With the timing there, the rocket was unleashed. It was just landed into the corner, no kill. The dude collected onto Demon 1 regardless. Ethan, he's left alive. He's got to know the player's positioning. Weak enough. First one found. Maybe this could be doable. He has a flash. Clearing all the angles. Deep into the corner. False information. He thinks it's clear. And Victor crouched close to the new box. 3 in the round for him. It's a series of heroic moments from a lot of individuals of NRG. It's what's led them here. 7-1 in the lead.
I mean, EG too, though. They set that up by Ethan just deciding to take a timing on the players playing contact over towards A, and he grabs the first kill. They were unfortunate not to get more out of it. They had a pull that vulnerable Crashies, I believe it was, who was stuck in the corner and a nade on top. I don't know how he managed to escape that. He just flashed and ran away. Talking about running away, NRG are running away with this map. They are getting ever closer to a spot where they're just going to be through to the grand finals.
And some bursty play yet again. Straight into the A site. There were adjustments there with EG setup, but no one's going to be waiting to receive onto the site. Is it a plan for Heaven? Com. Corners. Bullets raining down into it, but a Viper's Pit now just breaks up the site. Difficult to chew through. EG target is going to be trying to clear through into main, but there's so much util to get through. I mean, look at it. The alternation there. The Viper Orb puts a stop to this. Trailblazer though clearing all the way through.
Yeah, but
very
look,
far back position from Som.
Yeah, look, it cleared so much and yet it still did not see Som.
Nade. Deep tucked, adjusted. Move for but a moment. You have to try and clear into this pit. It's all or nothing for EG. They're going to throw absolutely everything into it, and it could come down to just this. Spam. It's wrangled. The rifles sing, and responding kind for NRG.
Last player standing.
NRG do not mind that. They have got bankroll for days. They can buy for the rest of the half, even if they started losing out. And it doesn't look like they're going to lose out. NRG, they've just geared up and up the deeper this series has got. And here in map 4, it looks like they've done it. It looks like they've crossed that pivotal line where they've wasted all of the fuel that EG have. Where's the stamina in the BO5? We need EG to come out with a response instantly. These big players, the players that have been huge for them in the past, Demon 1, Jorgamo, they need to be stepping up in these kind of spots if they want any chance of heading to the VCT Americas Grand Finals.
And here's the breather. If there was ever a time to do it, change the tide of the fight, the battle, right now. It's looking so damn likely that NRG are able to get that 3-1 win in the series. It's such a massive lead. The second timeout that's being used now by EG. You can feel it. Chance of that Grand Finals appearance in the playoffs just slipped away from them. A little bit further back, and you've got to pull up into the reserves. You mentioned it, Josh, you know, Ethan discussing that last bit of energy that they needed to get it over the line, the finish line. When they're playing against opponents like Loud, it's happened multiple times. They've never quite experienced something like this. A best of 5 is a completely different beast entirely.
And with these players who are still fairly inexperienced, only really Ethan at the helm, who's been in spots like this before. For those kind of players, it really is something new that you have to experience. It's not like Ethan can tell them what to do, how to calm themselves, how to pull the best when they need it most.
NRG, they've been in spots like this before. Looking a bit shaky at the beginning. Jorgamo steps up to the challenge. Rivada's going down. It's quite a nice opening. Oh, here we go. Oh. No way. Brushing past each other. Does Demon 1 know? He's looking in a completely different direction. Half clearance. Not enough to react or land the shot. Easy enough for Som, and with the dog clearing that one, it's all just been picked apart. The advantages that EG were hoping for, seeking out, stolen away. Now they can take their time of it. And NRG walking. Casual stroll is what it feels like now towards the A site. That's where they're hoping to end it. It's going to be Ethan grouped up, stacked behind the box as well, close to the corner as Jorgamo. Can they do any damage? 1 or 2 kills here would be quite nice, but they're hoping for a round win. Nade into the back, Victor. Reactions is there. Not enough damage being done prior. It's up to Boostio. But this is currently looking just like 9 rounds, 9-1 being that scoreline. It's set up. Steadily being chipped away in stone at this point.
It really is. A reminder again, EG coming into this game have the highest defensive round win rate on split in VCT Americas. To put that into perspective, usually EG are winning over 8 defensive rounds a half. And now it looks like the best they're going to be able to do is 3.
Which is just insane. I mean, NRG have come here not to play, but to win. The cold anger about them heading into this series. We spoke about it briefly near the beginning. They see EG as these, you know, scrappy upstarts who have come to try and steal away that top spot in North America. But this is a tremendous answer back from NRG. They have no intention of giving up that top spot.
We're done here.
Not a chance in hell.
No, not by any degree. I mean, they have a fated reunion with Loud in this grand final.
Get out of my way.
Fast. The updraft dash play, Artist seeking to try and punish. Maybe someone who's just holding that angle right to the side there. Snake by still. At his feet, he's vulnerable. He needs help. Bit of a bailout from his team. He is still alive in the action. And maybe now might just get left in that position as a bit of a late backstab. Recall with a star. It's Boostio and Com seek to gain a bit of space now into B main. To B split. Could be the late hit now from NRG. Round to the side. Finesse, he was looking at something else, yet still he lands the kill. Seeks to claim the second. Som's right behind him. Easy for the trade. And the site is theirs. They gain control of this. Artist pushed up deep onto the angle. It's Demon 1 with the op and somehow lands that.
He's read it, but they're still in a 3v3, having to retake with no great information about where NRG are. If Victor gets 1 kill, suddenly he's up to his showstopper. It just looks so difficult. Som is even so confident that NRG are holding their ground. He is going for a reflank.
Really deep reflank, but dash forwards from Demon 1. Seeks to try and again cut up any crosshair placement. The rest of his team starting to regroup through, and Crashies is going to be that first casualty. Sticking onto defuse now. Jorgamo trying to get it all the way to half. Victor, he can't quite take the fight here, but he waits it out anyway. Rips it away. Half onto the defuse. Plenty of time left, but Som, he picks it. Finds the window of opportunity. And 4 in a round for him under his belt. Absolute masterclass that we are witnessing from NRG.
That small duo play. I mean, let's start with this one. Finesse is looking at his mini-map, and he's still able to get the kill there and land 140 onto Boostio. Then the counterplay here. Victor keeps Demon 1 kind of engaged over at B main. That means there isn't a second cloudburst. That means Som can get the kills on the diffuser. Perfect stuff. This is an absolute dismantling. Taking apart.
Just a pure statement from NRG.
Poison orb emitting.
The one advantage that EG had, I mean, what do we call that? 68% with a defensive round win rate.
Yep.
It's been shattered before our eyes. It's 10-1. Last round of the half. NRG, I mean, just seeking to make it 11. Because again, it is bottom of the barrel scraps that are being pulled together for EG with this buy. No good weaponry. Demon 1 at least has a rifle, but we've been looking to him for the tail end of this entire series, really, to be the difference maker, the miracle player that we've been building him up.
And he's shown it in previous series in the playoffs, even after they made it to Tokyo. And we were wondering what his mentality would be like. He still played fantastically in the game against Loud. But here today, NRG have just shut down the entire game plan. Had reads upon reads.
Dash back, spotted out Common's position. They're going to face it together now with the call is there. Ripped away, any chances? Showstopper over the head, sailing away, but it's answered. 1 for 1.
30 seconds left.
He went back into it.
Yep, no -8s here. Not quite. Olt's getting the value. Demon 1. Smoke fades. Finesse is set up, and if he's in shots like this, it's over. Gotta be the nail in the coffin. Ethan, he's hunting for that rifle. Time steadily ticking away. And a face now. It's all just about over. Decent attempt by Ethan, but 11-1, Josh.
And the mentalities must be so different between these two teams as they take a break at the half. I mean, EG will just be despairing, thinking about those maps like Pearl and Bind that they played against Loud, where things crumbled in this kind of manner. And for NRG, they can taste another finals. It's right there within touching distance.
Enemy remaining.
Statement map. And over the course of this series, NRG seek to shut down EG completely. Now, quick little break in the play. Sean is actually standing by for Telestrator to talk on the EG attack side.
Indeed, thank you, Bren. So this is actually a round from EG versus NRG's first playoff matchup. And I'm gonna show you guys what it took EG to actually win this round. And it's a pivotal swing round. You can see they only won one round so far in their attack half. We keep saying it, they're a very good defensive team. But this is what they needed to do to actually get through this game against NRG. You can see in B lobby right here, this is a recall smoke to get B main control. Meanwhile, over at A, what you're gonna see is Calm actually putting a lot of pressure. Now over here at A is super cool because Crashies will throw an early flash. That'll get Artis on this line ahead of all of this Viper utility. The Viper util is actually what these attacking Vipers do to put tons of A pressure, and it allows them to not run a Sentinel. You can see if you were behind this wall, you would get no info. If you're behind this orb, you would also get no info. So fast forwarding through the round here, you can see the goal for EG here is to get this orb. But I actually want to draw attention to Crashies, who is actually way ahead of this. You can see him rotating through after he gets Artis set up on the line. They have a 4-stack on B. NRG is reading this round perfectly. Everything is going according to plan to them. And fast forwarding through a little bit more, you can see Crashies moving into the site. He gets close. He's dogging through B main. NRG is so proactive right now. But EG, who has the Seekers now, regroup and they send the Seekers in through mid, which was a great call. It allows the Seekers to split directions, go towards B or A. They follow the one towards A with a showstopper. And these kills here are insane in my eyes. A showstopper across the map onto an Opper. You know, Ethan also falling over here, Crashy's falling in heaven, and the round just falls apart for NRG. Now, EG played this round perfectly, but I wanted to draw attention to how difficult it was to beat NRG in this round, because they're gonna need a lot of this to come back into this game. Back to you guys, Sideshow and Bren.
And Sean, yeah, you're painting a picture there. I don't quite think I've got the receptors in my eyes to see the colors and the outcome here, because it just doesn't look so likely for EG. 1-11, it's NRG in complete control. They've won almost every single pistol round. In fact, I think every pistol round off the back of that first map. It's the only exception.
Yeah, apart from the first map, NRG have been dominant in terms of pistol rounds, bonus rounds, everything. And at this point, the misery will be sinking into the EG camp.
Blocking vision.
It is brutal for them.
Covering it.
I mean, by the sound of it, it's going to be Demon One's last map that he plays before Champs. Because he's missing out on Masters Tokyo and the team doesn't have to play in LCQ. What a gutting way to end the season, but it doesn't hide the fact that EG have had a phenomenal run to even get to this point. But it looks like they just haven't had it today against NRG.
It's been something special.
Toxins going up.
A fairy tale performance. A lot of the step-ups. Can't discredit the improvements that EG have made.
No, not at all. But here we go. Here comes the sight hit.
Stars drop down. Rope does connect. Som is close to the corner here. Seeks to try and evade capture, but not likely. Off to the side. Demon One. Glimpses of it. What made him so damn fearful. Pushing forwards. Crashes is still alive into the backside of this one. A bit of running gun in action will do it. It will clear him out. It's down to that 2v3. EG.
Spike planted.
Set up with the advantage. Oh, no, not like this, Boostio. Just about gets it. Finesse, hoping for the most of that one, but it's shut down. Okay, so a pistol round for EG. An extension of the play, an extension of the series for now.
These players have got to believe in themselves if there's any chance of a comeback like this happening. I would say we've never seen anything like it. But at this point in Valorant, we really have seen it all. However, it seems a monstrous task. NRG, their defense side, has just been excellent here. And despite having some shaky moments in previous maps in terms of closing them out, most of the time that experience is going to come through.
Right there.
Demon One picks up a Guardian, another opportunity to show us that incredible aim again that we won't see for quite some time.
Much prowess on display. They've left him alone to his devices. He's got one teammate at his back. That's Boostio. Making a lot of noise, having fun with it. Deep into mid, Artis! What a time to take a fight. Jogamo looking in completely the opposite direction.
3 shorties sprinkled around the map here for NRG, and then Ardis, who's being mobile with a Sheriff.
Yeah, I mean, it's just individual traps all over the place that you just don't want to detonate if you're EG. If you don't use util to clear one corner, who knows? Could be a shotgun in your face. Reposition from Ardis. Contact. Doesn't get the kill there. It's Demon One instead. He's able to win it. Down onto his head! Demon One! Sat right down on him. Only for the one, though. 3 versus 3, close to the corner. Guess who's still alive and kicking? It's Som. Down, head pokes up, looks for the kill, looks for the shots. Boostio's there, reactions online. Victor makes the most of the chaos of the situation, enough to do quite a bit of damage there, yet still it's EG who do convert that anti-eco.
The score was something similar to this on Ascent as well. Another moment, I think, to reflect on how well NRG have taken maps that they lost against EG and turned them into destructive flattenings.
Enemy remaining.
Again, the last time that these two teams faced off, it was Haven, a close win for NRG, and then it was Split and Ascent, where EG won. Both of those maps have been completely one-sided in the opposite direction here today, showing you how good this NRG squad is at learning from their mistakes and making adaptations, reading their opponent, and coming out with the win in rematch games. They're truly incredible at it.
Yeah. Adjustments and reads. Central key to NRG's success over the last couple of years. Fight taken here, Ardis. A little bit labored, but does win it against Boostio, and chance for Boostio to actually collect a kill there. Enough damage done.
And another first kill racked up on the board. Ardis has been amazing at that today.
Repushing down onto ramp. Spotted out and sprayed through. Vanessa and Victor. The simple task ahead of them, just to make sure that they contain that, and already the push is starting to come through from EG. Satchel up close. Jorgamo hunting for a flash as well to repeat. Doesn't actually connect onto anyone. And Victor, it's not noted of that one. Repositions now as well, fading back into hell. Ardis hoping to punish as a stun there, a little bit delayed and late. It's a 2 versus 4.
They're tightening the net.
Yeah, NRG taking their time with it. They know they can. Getting that squeeze onto it. Now Ethan, he's been good, but it'd have to be something more than that. Truly excellent and more to try and find a way out of that one. That's NRG getting that 12th round. One step away, 1 round away from sealing the deal, taking the series.
Series point in our lower bracket finals. 1 round away from that rematch against Loud. Another grand finals appearance for Finesse, for Victor, for Crashies. Another finals appearance as well for Ardis, who's gone from dominant performances over in EMEA to joining the squad and doing something similar over here
too. Here we go. What a way to end it. On a bit of a coin flip. Will we see the extension? Will we see the pool pay off? Double satchel up. Jorgamo deep into Ram round the side. Ardis seeking to punish, but he disengages with the dash. The knives quite landing and claiming the kill. Enough damage was done, but healed back up. Now the Seeker's on top of it. Try and waste it. Right into it now with Ardis. Trying to break most of it with the frenzy deep into the site. EG going to be claiming that space. To get the spike down though. NRG notices in play. 4 players grouped up towards heaven. They have complete control of it. Now looking to try and fight down into main.
A lull in the action. 2 players for EG grouped up towards spawn here. Boostio, Com.
Boombot spots it. Through the orb. Ardis didn't have the gun to take the fight, so the 2 players survive. Com and Boostio doing damage. Getting that extra element. This retake starting to go a little bit sideways. Ned goes deep though. Sets up Crashies for a nice little kill. Already moving forwards. The rest of his team starting to take space. Leg claim to the map. And it's inevitable. 2 players left standing. Defuse starting to get stuck, but there is a pull on it. Damage done to try and keep it alive. Victor, half on the defuse, sticking it out, but he's broken. Shut down. And Boostio Last hurrah that keeps him alive.
Evil geniuses live to fight one more round. What a play from Boostio. Both Boostio and Com very far away from the action there. In an almost impossible situation. But finds the kill on Finesse over the top of his wall. Picks up Crashies. Anticipating that. I don't know how he found the one onto Som. Scatters things just a little bit. NRG, 3 players grouped up over towards A, expecting something similar once again.
Fight taken. It's the Trailblazer that leads that charge. No one able to capitalize. They attempt to pivot, pushing through, but only 3 players left standing for EG. Som gets out, the repositions there. Demon One with the knives, and now he's trying to make the most of it, but it just feels inexorable. Already they fall one after another, and that's it! Dread it! Run from it! NRG versus Loud is inevitable.
The uncrowned kings of North America, they take down the upstarts. Cloud9 falls, EG beaten, torn to pieces. The anti-strats, the reads, perfection on those 2 maps where Finesse lost to them recently. They just came back with a phenomenal answer. And they get the chance to fight for the crown. The one that's always eluded their heads. NRG, they've won Masters tournaments before, but they've never been able to win in America.
This time the competition stepped up. They're going to be meeting Loud in our grand finals. What a way to end it all. The chance for NRG to claim that title that's always eluded them, but they have to go up against their old rivals. Some would say their oldest rivals.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible match, an incredible final. And I also think that the manner in which EG lost should not take away from this ridiculous statistical anomaly of a playoff run that they managed to put together. With a rookie player no one was expecting anything from. The fans were mad that BCJ was out of the roster and Demon One came out and just looked superb. He didn't turn up as much in this match, but the overall run in Americas and in the playoffs was excellent from this EG team. I'm very much looking forward to seeing them towards champs later on in the year and Tokyo with Reformed, but today belongs to NRG. This team, every time they come into a big rematch game, the brain squad at the front of the pack there, of Chet and Finesse, have just got it on lock.
Yep. They did the work, clear preparation, the tendencies were known, and they had that experience that just really made it look easy towards the end, didn't it? NRG making that grand finals, a chance to grab a title they've never got before. One last hurdle in front of them.
The most winning core of pre-partnerships takes on the first champions, or rather, sorry, the most recent champions winners. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better end to VCT America's first split, I think. It's the perfect fated matchup. They won't have too much time to fix things up as they head into the next game. But it should be a good one.
Yeah, short amount of time to rest, of course, as well. With that series wrapped up, we're going to step away. Coming up, the Desk Breakdown, the Verizon post-match interview with Som. And you know you're not going to want to miss that, so we'll see you in just a few.
We had a...
Not us. Oh.
With the victor of the lower bracket final for the Verizon post-match interview, standing here with Sam. Wow, first and foremost, Sam, congratulations. Not only is this your first BO5 win in Valorant, you're able to move on to the finals of the VCT Americas and do so by getting revenge on Evil Geniuses, the team that knocked you down to the lower bracket to begin with. So a lot of emotions going on. What's going through your head right now?
I mean, obviously it feels great to win, especially since it was a rematch, a revenge rematch. And I mean, it feels great, obviously, but yeah.
Now, in this rematch, we saw quite a bit of maps that were repeats from what we saw in that last time you played against Evil Geniuses, starting with Haven. Haven was a map where the last time you played against EG, you actually won 13-11. This time around, we saw that y'all switched up the comp. You went for Harbor Viper, and we heard about your reasoning as to why. What do you think it was that made it so it just wasn't quite enough in this rematch?
I think we lost both pistols, so that's obviously a factor, but we played a lot of like the small situations bad on us, so we kind of just threw and just gave it to them, but we were pretty confident going to the next map.
Yeah, you then went on to win like almost every single pistol after that. And then moving on to Ascent, we've seen historically, especially recently, EG has been looking so good on that attack side on Ascent, and yet going up against you guys today, it's almost like that wasn't a thing because you completely shut them down on that first half. Were you prepared knowing that they do have a really strong attack side? What was the game plan heading in?
Yeah, obviously we played them earlier, so we knew their Ascent was good and we lost to them. But we watched it back and we were definitely a lot more prepared. And we definitely knew like a lot of the things they were doing and things that they were trying to fake. So we had a good game plan going into it and we just closed it out.
Indeed, and now you and Evil Geniuses, of course, are going forward to Japan, taking a few steps back and looking at their journey as a whole. I think it goes without being said that they've had this sort of Cinderella story where they went from a team that everyone thought, oh, they're not going to even make playoffs, to now joining you and going to Tokyo. So what has it been like, not even as a rival, but as a fellow American team, to watch their sort of reversal and coming back to where they're at today?
Yeah, I mean, no one expected EG. I mean, I can speak for everyone, but I mean, they played insane at the last part of the season. So props to them, huge props to them. And yeah, I mean, the only thing is it's kind of sad for Demon One not being able to attend Tokyo. So I do feel for him, but regardless, their run here has been good. So props to them.
And your team's run has been great as well, now making it to the finals where you will be playing against Loud. It feels almost just perfect to see this be the final matchup with the insane rivalry that has been going on between your team and Loud's for so long. Loud, a team that you've played twice now. The first time you lost 1-2, and then the last time you played, it was a 2-0 victory. So what are the biggest learnings out of the times that you've played against them in this season, and which of those will be most important in this grand final?
Yeah, playing against them in the past, I haven't played them as much as my teammates have. but every time I do, I learn something new, and it's kind of giving me like an adapting kind of thing where I can learn and kind of adapt mid-game. And Loud is like the only team that really pushes me to think past. So I think regardless what happens tomorrow, it'll be a fantastic game.
All right, Sam, last question. There's no doubt that your team, especially that core, has had so much experience and success, especially on the international stage, but it's always in the regionals where they haven't been able to clinch it. What would it mean to you if you were able to be a deciding factor in clinching their first regional victory?
I mean, yeah, it'd feel great. Me and FNS were just talking about it, and we were just like, well, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's make it happen. So, I mean, if we do it and it ends up happening, it would feel great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sam, for taking the time for this interview. And congratulations once again to NRG as they will be playing Loud tomorrow. For now, let's head back to Golden Boy and the boys at the desk.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for that one, Smix. And oh no, it seems like we had some problems. Tactibear had one too many bananas and spilled and fall. You hate to see it, but looks like the conspiracy theories are gonna go with the bear. In any case, folks, welcome back as I'm Golden Boy, joined by Mimi as well as Doug, and we have Crashies from NRG here, man. One, congratulations. How's it feel to get that win? I know you guys are always really good at those rematch games, but you didn't have a lot of time to prepare. What has the last couple hours been like for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I was just super happy to close the game pretty fast, in my opinion. We feel like we should have 3-0'd them. We were playing really slow on the first map, and we talked about it a lot when we went outside. But yeah, I mean, these days have been really crazy for us. I mean, yesterday was a super long game, and then we had to play a best of 5 today. So Chet and FNS were just prepping everything they could, like last minute. Chet hasn't been sleeping very much. Like he's been grinding for us super hard. So shout out to Chet. But yeah, I mean, these days have been crazy. We've just been super focused, and yeah.
What has that last-minute prep been like? Because not only has it been the lower bracket run where you're playing every single day, but it's also been you guys continuing to adapt, pull out new compositions. Not just that, but to the compositions you already have, adding new ideas, showing new stuff throughout this week.
Yeah, so after like every game, we go home and we actually get into a server all together. Like we start practicing again. We just talk about certain strats, certain things that we want to work on for the next game, certain things that didn't work that we want to take out of our arsenal. But yeah, we've just been like going like heavy into strats, going heavy into counter-stratting, and just, yeah, I mean, we're trying to win this regional title, so. Yeah,
and as we take a look at your individual performance here, I mean, man, you have been on a tear. Do you feel good? I know you looked at the stats and you gave me a little bit, okay, just shoving it off. I respect that. But I do want to get your thoughts, though, on like how you feel personally, because we have been tracking your stats and really just kind of honing in on you. And it truly has been like incredible to see how good you've been playing. Do you feel as good, or do you feel, or still feel like there's just more to do, more to improve upon?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel really good individually. I have a lot of confidence in myself right now in my mid-rounding and helping FNS call, and just overall as like a person, I just feel really, really good and really confident. Yeah. And I think that helps me in game. My routine in and outside the game has been like really good. So I think like my performance goes to that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've been playing pretty good, and I mean, today was kind of like a whatever day for me.
A little substandard.
Yeah, a little like
today.
Not up to my standards today.
You know, what's funny too is we talked about this a couple times on the desk today, because I think there are two aspects of your game that really feel like they're peaking in this playoff run. It's in the individual playmaking. You're winning clutches like 1v2s, 1v3s, late in rounds, and obviously that's in large part due to the fact that you're last one alive in those situations, but also the fact that you consistently have reads off of the info that you're getting from your utility really just feels like you're a chapter ahead every single time. They know, you know what they want to do before they know what they want to do. I mean, give me a little bit of insight into that, because it's been a consistent thing, bro. I feel like for as long as I've...
Teach me how to play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to reveal too much, but I mean, I just have a really good like read on the game when I'm playing, and I've learned a lot from FNS, and I kind of know how teams like to call and how they like to think. So, and there's a lot of times where I just say like, slow down, let FNS call, because you know, he's the best at what he does. And then if I have like a really, really good read, I'll say it. And if he agrees, he'll be like, okay, yeah, that's a really good call, blah, blah,
Save
blah.
it for the DMs.
Yeah.
What do you have, Mimi?
And it's been working really well for you guys thus far. But I wanted to ask, last year, it was almost entirely the double initiator meta throughout. You'd have Flash in there, you'd usually have you on Sova, something like that, in almost every composition. This year, everyone's switching over to Harbor Viper, the double controller maps. So more often than not, you're playing as the sole info gathering character with the Sky. Do you think that adds an extra pressure to your game, being the only person who really has that utility to execute the pops when you're going for executes on the attacking side and to aid in making the right call in the mid-round with your information?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, actually, because I definitely think I had to learn how to play it pretty early. I mean, it's definitely like a different role. Like you said, like I played Sova a lot last year, and I'm just more in the pack now. I have like so much more info that I see, so much more info that I hear. There's still times where I mess up and, I can make better calls, and FNS helps me a lot on that. But yeah, it's definitely been like me adapting to the role I'm in now. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking to get better and hopefully just keep calling.
Well, it shows in the results, buddy, because if we take a look at the playoff bracket today, it completely filled in now, and here we go. There it is, what you guys were striving for all season long. It started a little rocky in the beginning, but you ended up getting there in the end, and yet you're gonna face off against your Brazilian rivals for I think the 800th time. I want to really kind of hone in on that one there because, there's obviously the friendly rivalry, and I know that you guys all respect each other. So is this a game that you do genuinely look forward to because do you feel like you're kind of like what Sam said, he's challenged, he learns something new every single time. Is it similar for you?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that take. We respect them a lot as a team. They have been dominant for a very long time, and I mean, yeah, we love playing them. It's always a great game when we play. Yeah. And yeah, it's just mind games every single time. We respect the players a lot, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that game.
Do you guys prepare any differently, knowing it's loud? Because you guys have such a history, particularly for Sudak and Finesse, calling against each other for, 10 games in a row now throughout the last year?
I wouldn't say we're prepared differently. I would say in the game, it's more like mind games and stuff between FNS and their IGL. I mean, like I said, we're just so familiar with each other. We know how each other think, how each other play. So when it comes down to the high-pressure situations, it's basically just mind games.
Well, what do you feel like, given the fact that you guys have already played once this season, what do you feel like, if you had to identify one thing that needs to change for you guys to win this series tomorrow, compared to the last time you guys played, what do you think that is?
I think a big part of it is going to be shutting down Aspaz again. I mean, he's been on a tear this whole season. And, I mean, a big part of why we won last time was, we shut him down. And I think that has to happen again tomorrow.
Okay, and last question. You guys have been dubbed the uncrowned kings of North America. You have gotten so close so many times, but this time it's a little different because this time you will make history as the first ever team to win Americas, to win this whole thing, this thing that we have built. Does that moment kind of has it hit you yet, or how are you feeling about that?
No, it hasn't really hit me. I think a goal of ours, we really want to win a regional title just because last year we weren't able to do so. Yeah. We always had so many complications.
So it's just a regional title to you guys.
It's just a regional title.
Okay.
We're not putting any more we're not putting any more pressure on ourselves than we need to. It's just been a goal of ours. We really want to win this regional title because like I said, last year we weren't able to. So it'd be super important for us to do it, and then going into Tokyo with that confidence, momentum, it would be nice.
So just forget everything I said leading up to the question. Just remember your answer and don't worry about the pressure. But in any case, brother, absolute blast to have you here.
Thank you.
And I'm very much looking forward to what's going to happen tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining us. Love that handshake. Mimi, Doug, always a pleasure to have you guys here. And of course, for Sean and for Wyatt and for the rest of the crew for today, this was an amazing day, but the day belongs to NRG. We will see them tomorrow as they take on the Brazilians Loud in our grand finals of the Americas split. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, we'll see you next time. Here's your Prime Gaming Post-Day highlights. Peace.
Riot Games Arena, let me hear you!
EG is looking to stun the world yet again with another defeat of NRG. But if NRG is able to do what they do best, win those rematches, this could be a dangerous game that Evil Geniuses is playing.
The luxury of multiple targets, the deep push down, crashes, and Som! Laying down the bullets, laying down the fire. Seconds, the time running down all the way, and it's all set up from the flash, round the back, Boostio, 13-11, map 1 under their belt. Ground all the way forward, a beautiful flash.
They're fucking Clash pick. They're all blind, literally all of them.
Let rip, but no one clears logs, and no one clears finesse. The map is finalized, it's shut down, and we're gonna see it 1-1. Dog round the back stuns him up, so we actually can't fight this one effectively. And Victor's all the way through. It's all over the place. Comp, he's left to try and hold off this push. Everyone grouping up. Demon 1 is trying to make the most bananas. He shuts them down. NRG finally put the map to rest. Flash in his face. He disengages though. Trying to buy time with the rest of his team as well, because Crashies is also just trying to play it from heaven. Buying it out, and there we go. 4 for Ardis. He can't quite take the fight here, but he waits it out anyway. Plenty of time left, but Song, he picks it. That's it! Dread it! Run from it! NRG versus Loud is inevitable.
Does anyone have a bottle of water?